Hello everyone and welcome back to I don't know which episode this actually is anymore because I did take a vacation, so I completely forgot. I think this is the fifth. It's the fifth. It's definitely the fifth. Well, anyway, we are starting off on quite the note. From last episode's upgrades, we continue on to more upgrades, namely the chlorophyte armor, or rather the turtle armor, as I'm actually going to make that. Afterwards, we're gonna move on to the Plantera boss fight, one that I found particularly difficult and challenging, but really fun. The Calamity mod developers really outdid themselves. So, yeah, see you all there. Now, after setting up the arena a bit, I'm going to jump right to the boss fight itself, which I kind of thought wouldn't be too difficult because this weapon just seemed amazing against it. Even though in almost all of my playthroughs I struggled against Plantera immensely. But I was confident, you could say that. That confidence would end up getting shattered. So let me show you that perilous first attempt. So yeah, as you could see, that wasn't the best. It was actually pretty terrible. I don't even know what happened to the screen, it was so bad. But yeah. Worry not, however, this boss fight does become much easier once you know what to do. However, before attempting again, I decide to take a little trip into the abyss. I think that is what its name actually is. I can't remember for the life of me at this current moment. However, it is definitely an interesting part of the mod, and an amazing one at that. It's beautiful, haunting, the music is great, and well, it can get you to a lot of power-ups. So let's jump into it, shall we? Now, for anyone who doesn't understand what's happening, the abyss is just the ocean, but much deeper. And I have an armor set from the giant canal, of course, that allows me to move in water much more freely. And with that, I start exploring. Mainly to get a couple of upgrades, since I very much struggled against Plantera, as you saw, basically. And yeah, I also found a lot of trinkets that helped me traverse the abyss, I suppose. But with that, I also found a pickaxe. Well, not found, made the pickaxe that can actually destroy stuff in here. So that is very useful because normally when you first enter here you can't destroy almost anything, but with this pickaxe I actually later managed to make a giant tunnel down to the bottom for ease of exploration. However, this first outing rather, doesn't last too long. As I will manage to die at some point rather soon. And there's an Eidolon worm. It's a mini boss. I don't think I defeat it in any of my playthroughs, but I definitely don't beat it here. Oh, look, it was actually a gold period. It's funny how many things I managed to die to, huh? But before jumping into the boss fight, first we must make the arena. And well, I make it a lot bigger. The original arena that I used was actually made for the Queen Bee, so it was a bit outdated. A bit. Okay, maybe it was very outdated actually, but I decided to expand it by quite a lot. And not just that, I will even decide to upgrade some items. Hopefully with those upgrades I can actually defeat Pantera. And yeah, I also want to showcase this thing. I think it's called the Onyx Drill. I hope it's still in the game, these recordings are old after all. But it's insane for terraforming and making of arenas. It makes it 15 times faster. And small spoiler, I do not find it in the Summoner playthrough. So, yeah. In there, it's gonna be really slow to make arenas. But you're gonna be watching that anyway. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. So, I think I'm just gonna skip ahead to the boss fight itself. And what a boss fight this will be. I do have to say, as much as I found this difficult, it was extremely fun. But yes, I will let you watch this yourself. As a quick note, I made this, I don't know what the weapon's name actually is. It's like multicolored claymore or something. I don't actually know. In the end I'm gonna decide that that weapon is the best, if I remember correctly. But I also made the true Excalibur, which ended up being a kind of disappointment. And a few other swords as well, that just didn't really work out as much as I wanted them to. This sword, however, the one that I'm currently using, actually slows down Plantera, so it is extremely useful. Another thing are those green ball thingies. They do damage. Don't get hit by them, because they do a lot. A little bit further, we also find pink balls. Now, the pink balls are very interesting. They do also do damage, but I mean, if you build an arena that's kind of high up, they will usually just go under you. And with that, I also try out yo-yos. This wasn't the winning attempt, I don't think. I was just kinda trying weapons to see which one would do the most damage. I can't exactly remember what I'm gonna be sticking with, but we'll see. You know a boss fight is good, by the way, when even Scoob wants in. So many weapons in such little time. I would recommend the euphoric Shumatar, I think was its name, because it does stomp on there. But now phase 2 starts and all hell breaks loose. Usually, this phase doesn't fire projectiles anymore. It's just a big, fast moving annoyance. However, the Calamity mod developers decided that no, it should have a shotgun. So it does. It does have a shotgun now. That, and it also leaves behind the same little spore clouds that you have to maneuver around. All in all, it's much more difficult than it was originally. Real quick, I do have a few tips that may be able to help you. During the shotgunning phase, when they start to fire plants or leaves or whatever, I like to stay away from the boss. That's logical, I know. But when they're just rushing at you phase starts, I like to circle it and then it starts to leave these spores around. When those become overwhelming, it's a good idea to go to a different side of the arena. That's why this arena being so long was actually very, very useful. You see that I do that a lot, even though by this part of the boss fight, it actually starts to become much, much more overwhelming, where there are spores nearly everywhere. However, it looks like I lied. This was the winning attempt. And, ooh, I think I can speak for myself back in the past that that was stressful. But the multicolored sword, whatever thingy, did end up helping us, right? Yep, that was definitely the best weapon of the four of them. Except maybe the Earthen Spike can be argued that was also pretty good. I would like to end this video now. I do know that there was only one boss instead of the usual three. However, Plantera is a pretty major one, and this is also kind of a relaxing video for me since I just came back from vacation, so I'm gonna leave it at this. I don't know what will happen in the next episode, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into some of the good stuff. So, I hope to see you all there. Bye bye.